Hello, my pretties. How is everybody today? I hope you are fantastic. I am fantastic. I have to show you guys something funny really quick. My daughter came in the room and handed this to me. And I think she's trying to tell me something. I don't know. You guys let me know what you think, what she's trying to tell me. Yes. To everybody out there, I'm a peach in my own home. I am feared, and I don't know why. I'm such a pushover. But kids. Anyways, today I am going to be doing a split kind of Dutch pour. And what I mean by that is I'm using rainbow colors, but I'm going to do not two separate types of Dutch pours. I'm going to separate the warm and the cool colors, and I'm going to just see how it comes out. I had done this other painting a little while ago, and I absolutely love how the colors separated, the groups of colors separated look. So we have the purples on one side, the blues on the other side. So I figured I would try to do something like that, but with rainbow colors. So my colors I'm using, 4 of them are primary elements out of the new Winter Lights kit, which is now available. Again, I'm going to say my code for 25% off is only valid until December 31st. Then it goes down to 20% off. So if you're ever thinking about buying these, now is the time. So I'm going to use 4 colors out of the new kit, and they are called Mystique, Twilight, Bougainvillea, and Mango Freeze. And I will show you those really quick. This is the Bougainvillea. This here is Twilight. You see it nice there in the cup. Maybe I shouldn't even bother. Showing it on the stick because it does show nicely in the cup. This is Mystique. And then this is Mango Freeze. I love this color. Love it. It's like an orangey gold almost. It's really, really pretty. The other colors I'm using are just tube paints. And those are, this is Liquitex Yellow Green. Then I have a fluorescent yellow. That's by Master's Touch, which is a Hobby Lobby brand. This here is Ultramarine Violet by Golden. Ultramarine Blue by Golden. I have a Deco Art Americana in fluorescent orange. And then Arteza Scarlet Red. Which, by the way, I also have coupon codes for Arteza in the description. And you want to have some good quality matte paints to go along with your shimmery paints. So that's why I like the Arteza. And they come in these nice little pouches, easy to store. All right, so I have my white mixed up. My white is only thinned down with water. That is it. And I'm using Winsor Newton for my white. Only thinned down with water, nothing else. No Floetrol, no silicone, nothing. My colors are mixed with Polypore. What is Polypore? Polypore is the pouring medium that is sold with the primary elements, and you get an 8-ounce bottle of it with the kit. So however much paint you want to make. So for example, I wanted to make a half a little cup of paint. I filled it up halfway with Polypore and put a little tiny scoop of color in there, which you also get some little taster spoons with the kit that measure out perfectly how much you need. So one of these little taster spoons per ounce of polypore. So those are mixed up with the polypore. The matte colors, believe it or not, I mixed those up with a little bit of pouring medium, Liquitex brand pouring medium. And then I just added a few drops of water to the matte colors because they were a lot thicker than the primary elements because they're a medium body paint. So that's why I had to add a few drops. And then the last thing I did was that white that I thinned down with only the water. I put a little tiny bit of it to the side, and I put into this much paint a tablespoon of Floetrol, and I'm putting that to the side. So this white has no Floetrol. The colors have no Floetrol. The only thing that has Floetrol is that little bit of white because I'm testing to see if that works better than having Floetrol through all the colors. So we're going to find out. This is obviously an old canvas that I was planning on doing something else with, and I did not. Thought triangle will be a cool shape to try out for this. Why not? It'll be beautiful, or it will be a hot mess. Either way, my job is done. Once I show you the pretty colors and tell you how to mix them, my purpose is to teach. It's very hard to teach and create a beautiful piece of art at the same time, you know. A lot easier when it's nice and quiet, you're not distracted. But that's the purpose of my channel. And if I get a few home runs while doing it, then hey, all the better. So now my paint has a ton of air bubbles in it. And why is that? Well, because I just thinned it out with a bunch of water and I did not let it sit overnight. If you want to avoid air bubbles, you got to let it sit. Like a torch, there's still going to be a ton of them. Which brings me to a question I get asked often, and that is, why do I get specks all over my painting? Well, here's one reason why. Because now if I don't get rid of all these air bubbles and I go and put my colors down, blow them around a little bit and torch one more time, once the colors are on top of those air bubbles and I go to torch the upper colors, the air bubbles that are in the colored paint are going to pop and they're going to expose these down here, this white paint. So that's why you're getting those specks up in the upper layer. So the best thing is to try to torch as many out as you can. Not to mention, if you do not torch out these bubbles, they will pop during curing. And it leaves a lot of little pits in the paint, which is no fun. So if you're able to put it down, mix them the night before, and then use them the next day, you'll save yourself a lot of headache. I unfortunately couldn't. All right, so I'm thinking about this, and I'm thinking what I'm going to do is maybe I'm going to put 2 puddles, one here. Nope. Let's see. Let me think about this. It's got to be kind of off-centered. So I'm going to put one here. That's that. Just a little bit in a puddle form. I'm wondering if I should have actually did the other way, where I just put it in a line, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Oh, this is that mango freeze. Love it. Love it. When I'm using a shimmery versus a non-shimmery color, I like to put the shimmery colors in between non-shimmery, if that makes sense. Because they kind of balance everything off. All right, so that's that one. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to blow this one out first. And then I'm going to figure out where to put the second one. First, I need to torch again. I really want to make sure those air bubbles are gone. Okay. And then I'm going to take that white that I reserved with the Floetrol, and I'm going to, I think, just pour it on one side, not close it all the way around. So just right there. And I'm going to literally blow up this way. I'm going to remove my gloves for that because I have a brand new blow dryer that I really don't want to get filthy yet. So I lost some of my color there under the white right here. But let's do the blue part. And then we'll figure it out from there. So now this I'm going to literally do right next to it. That's the Mystique. Is that the right name? Yep. Ultramarine blue. Lime green. Or yellow green, which is lime green to me. And then this was the Twilight, which feels a little bit thicker. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 1 drop of water there, and you'll be able to feel when something is thicker than when one color is thicker than the others. You'll be able to feel that. That comes with practice. You just kind of mush the stick back and forth, and you'll get the hang of it, I promise. So again, I'm going to put the white just on one side. And then we're going to try this again. And if we have to add more, then we will. Okay. I'm not getting much cells this way. And you know, when I use pouring medium, I really never get that many cells. Could be just me, I don't know, but we'll just see what it does here. And then what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little more color in here. This is pretty. Just like that. The thing with the primary elements is you make your painting and they look a little bit shimmery, but when this thing is dry and you pick them up and actually take a look at them, it's a whole different ball game. You see color shifting. They're just really, really pretty. I added a little bit more water than the last time. So we shall see what happens here. You know what? Let's go all the way around it this time and kind of blow back and then forward like a normal Dutch pour. Now, I'm losing my white over here for some reason. That's okay. Let's do another blue over here. We're going to come back to this area in a second. I'm going to get my airbrush out. Okay. Now I'm not gonna tempt fate here. Let me get my airbrush. I don't want to disturb this too much, you know. And I do have to do some tilting still. All right, let me pick this baby up and tilt it around. First, we're going to wait. I'm going to pause you guys for a second and let that paint rise back up. Because if I go and tilt right now, it's just too far down to the canvas and it's going to roll over on itself. Okay, so I let it sit for a few minutes. And what I really like about this is I like the composition of it. Not so much this area, but I'm going to work on something here. I'm going to take a stick and I'm going to pull some of this color up into the areas that I do not like. So, for example, this blue here. Okay, I'm going to take this stick and I'm literally going to go like this all the way up through. Then I'm going to take some of this color here that's trapped and help it come out. And what I'm doing is I'm wiping with my glove in between each swipe. Okay, now that I'm going over here, I'm going to use the other end so that I don't get any pink or blue into the pink. And right here, we're going to slide that paint right through there to help it a little bit. Only problem I have here now is this that I do not like. My colors kind of got lost in that white, which I'm not happy about. But it is what it is. You know, I could put a little tiny bit here. Do like a little tiny puddle. With a few of the colors. Few of the colors that I feel are missing that need to be added. And then maybe put some white right through it, like this, right through the center. And I probably should have did this to begin with on the whole thing. Let's put the white right through the center. Now the secret is aiming at the right spot. Like so. And now I can maybe take some of this, pull it through. All right. I'm going to let it sit for a second. And then we're going to stretch it a little bit and see what we get. Okay, so I let it sit for a few minutes. I'm going to tilt it just a tiny bit. Now, because I didn't use Floetrol in my colors, I'm not going to get a ton of cells. And my experiment with the Floetrol and just that little bit of white paint, it made a few little, but nothing to brag about. Here's the thing with this painting though, and once I do the close-up, you'll see it. There's something really magical about the composition. It's very icy. I just like the way it looks, and I'm going to show it to you in a minute. I just want to tilt a little bit, especially this side, because I'm not loving this other side. There's something glacial about it. I just don't know if I'll be able to save it though, because this other side is just horrendous to me. Well, we'll see. See what kind of movement we get from twisting the colors around. I mean, I could always just scrape that one side and add a bunch of white there too. It's not a big deal, because I'm really not liking that. So let me see something here for a minute. You know what? I may let it dry like this and then come back in with some white acrylic paint and just paint over this area, because if I scrape this, I'm not going to be able to keep this, the definition of this blue line. And I'm really, really loving that. So I'm just going to let this dry the way it is. I'm going to give you a close-up. This will come back into another video. I will show you what I do to alter them a little bit. You don't have to stop here at your acrylic painting. You can do your pour and then block out some areas that you don't like and make something totally different out of it. I've done videos on that before. I was looking quick on my walls here. I don't think I have one out. But, for example, this painting right here, okay? Love the colors of it. Can't stand the painting, okay? So what I'm thinking of doing is taking some white acrylic paint and turning this into a butterfly wing. How? By whiting out certain areas and leaving others. You're able to do something like that. I mean, you can take some white paint and just cover up the whole thing from here out and have just one beautiful color of bright pinks. You don't have to stop. That's my whole point. Oh, here's one right here. Perfect example. Hope it's not dusty from sitting on the wall. This here was an acrylic pour. Okay? I hated it. What I did was I blacked out the areas that I didn't like, came back in with some black paint. I just said that, duh. I came back in with some clear resin and some gemstones, and look how beautiful that is. So there are things you can do to a failed acrylic painting, and this is going to be one of those. So we're going to let it dry. Let me give you a close-up, and then I will let you go. Make sart you check out colorart.com to see if there's anything you want before that coupon ends. It's not totally ending. It's just going to be only 20% instead of 25%. So let me see if I can use the ring light to my advantage. I don't know if you'll be able to see because it's blue, so you're not going to be able to see the shimmer of the colors. But anyway, there is something I really, really like about that side. It's the composition of it, all of it. This side, nah. That's just not doing it for me. But that blue side, yeah. Oh, look at that. I see a polar bear hiding in there. All right, my friends, I am going to let you go. I was off for a few days because I was doing this project, organizing. It never ends. So that right there are all the different varnishes that I tested for the Sheely project. So for the bloom technique. So lots of money there. Anyway, I will let you go. I hope to see you in the next video. Check out the links below. Please, if you're looking for a fun place to share your art, come on over to United We Pour with Tammy and Lisa. The description is in the link. The description is in the link. No, the link is in the description. Also, all my social media pages, Pinterest, Instagram, all that jazz. I really love that spot. We're going to do something fun with that. Also, check out my featured channels on my homepage. You're going to see some new artists I add there. Tracy Reed Designs, Dirty Artist. I have Canella, I have Lisa. All my favorite artists on there. Go check them out. They do some amazing work. And I don't think that you will be unhappy with them. So I want to wish you all a farewell and happy pouring.